An election day passage for you, Daniel 3. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in rage and fury, gave the command to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So they brought these men before the king. You remember the story? Nebuchadnezzar spoke, saying, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the gold image which I have set up? Now, if you are ready, at the time you hear the sound of the horn, the flute, the harp, the lyre, and the psaltery, and symphony with all kinds of music, and you fall down and worship the image which I have made, good. But if you do not worship, you'll be cast immediately into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is the God who will deliver you from my hands? My hands?" Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If that is the case, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king. But if not, let it be known to you, O king, that we do not serve your gods, nor will we worship the gold image which you have set up." Then Nebuchadnezzar was full of fury. The expression on his face changed toward Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He spoke no more Mr. Nice Guy, and he commanded that the heat of the furnace be turned up 7 times more than it usually was heated. And he commanded certain mighty men of valor in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, cast them into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound, and their coats, their trousers, their turbans, and other garments, and cast into the midst of the burning fire. Therefore, because the king's command was urgent and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire killed those men, those mighty men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they fell down, bound into the midst of the fiery furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished, and he rose in haste and spoke, saying to his counselors, "Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire?" They answered and said, "The king, true, O king." "Look," he answered, "I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they're not hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God." Then Nebuchadnezzar personally went near the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spoke, saying, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came from the midst of the fire, and the satraps, administrators, governors, king's counselors, they all gathered together, and they saw these men on whose bodies the fire had no power. The hair of their head was not singed, nor were their garments affected. The smell of fire was not even on them. Nebuchadnezzar spoke, saying, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him. And they have frustrated the king's word, yielding their bodies that they should not serve nor worship any god except their own God. Wow. Therefore, I make a decree that any people, nation, or language which speaks anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces. Houses will be burned to an ash heap, because there is no other God who can deliver like you." My Election Day 2020 conclusion. If Trump wins, he'll be my president. If Biden wins, he'll be my president. But God will still be my God. If Trump wins, I'll love my neighbor as myself. If Biden wins, I will love my neighbor as myself. But God will still be my God. No matter what and no matter who wins, I will remain an involved citizen. I'll vote again in a few years if the rapture tarries, right? But even then, God will still be my God. That doesn't change. No matter who wins, I'll continue to stand for the sanctity of life, biblical marriage, religious liberty, equality, and doing the things I believe will build a better world for future generations. I will still be an apostolic, Pentecostal, Holy Ghost-filled man. I will respect those with different opinions, whether or not they respect mine. There is no if in the golden rule. I'll love my God. I'll love my family. I'll love my community, my church, my country. I will honor our flag, our military, and our first responders. I'll respect every person, no matter the color of their skin or socioeconomic status. There is strength, friends, in diversity. There's neither wealth nor poverty that equals character or integrity, right? So this, yes, is an important election for the direction of our country, but it has no bearing on who I am as a person, how I act, or how I treat my fellow man. No matter what, God will still be my God. It's true, candidates are flawed people, just like you and me. Maybe one could point to a candidate and say, ooh, the other is more flawed than him. But in my opinion, voting is not about the individual as much as it is the policies that are promoted. They both are leading voices in a particular direction and mentality. But God will still be my God. Platforms matter more than personality. Religious freedom, freedom of speech, freedom to worship, freedom to assemble, freedom of conscience, freedom of thought, freedom of conviction, sanctity of life, from the womb to the grave. So here's my point. Don't get lost in the personality. Stay anchored in your God. Stay steadfast in Jesus Christ. No matter what, God will still be my God, although I work hard to be a patriot, a good American, a responsible voter. No matter what, my home, my true citizenship is in heaven. That is my home sweet home.